I'm really not sure what to photograph. The spider webs. Just watching the mud. Oh. I just decided on the spur of the moment I was going to do a little video. So I'm here on location already in this fantastic woodland. I'm really enjoying this little wood, somewhere I only found in like the last year or so, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm really not sure what to photograph. So I've got the inside of the woodland, and hopefully the light's going to come through and it's going to be weak enough that I can do some interior woodland shots that I've got in mind. Or I can go outside the wood where there's actually some frost around. Well, if I go back up this way, at least I can see what the sun's doing. And I've got to go back up this way if I want to get out of the wood. So it seems like the sensible option. So the edge of the wood is catching the sun, but inside the wood is completely in shade. But I can see frost. I can see frost outside, which is really drawing me. So I've got out of the woodland. Oh, it's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. Now in this little spot there isn't actually that much frost. The spider webs, I'm going to show you what the light is catching at the moment, if I can get into position. There's some amazing birch trees around here, and the light is just starting to catch the birch trees. So my idea was to come and do some woodland interiors. I knew this bit was here as well. Do I stay out here? Pretty good conditions, or do I go back into the wood and wait it out for the light? Tempted to stay out here, to be honest. Now I have to say, for photography, I think I found a little gold mine. This is such an amazing spot. I never knew it was here till about a week ago. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right here. Covered in spider webs, and they're just starting to catch the early morning light. Oh, gorgeous. I've actually just taken a break from the camera. The reason being that sometimes I just get too excited. I just see everything, I see pictures, and I just want to photograph it all. And that's not really the way to be with landscape and close-up photography. So I've just decided to stop, just to give myself a minute, just to relax and just to think, assess the light, and then decide what is the best shot to take. I've actually taken off a layer because I've got a bit warm with all the running around and adrenaline that's going. Really struggle to find pictures. It's often the case when you get great conditions and you're just getting so frustrated because you can't find the pictures, and you know they're there somewhere. But I could see a little bit of light just coming through. There's like a little gap here where the sun's coming through, and there's a little bit of mist as well. And the spider webs were looking pretty good. So I decided I was just going to go for spider webs. So that's what I've set up. What's really helping to make this shot is just that little bit of mist in the air. As the sun's coming up, it's shining through it, and that's giving me a much more interesting background. Now I like to shoot everything at really low ISOs, 100 as much as possible. But if there's a chance of some subject movement, then I tend to put the ISO up. So I'm using ISO 400, and that's just getting the shutter speed a little higher. I've got 1/40th of a second. I'm happy that that's going to stop any movement here, but spider webs, just the slightest bit of breeze and those spider webs can move and ruin your exposure. And I've got an aperture of 7.1. So I don't want to use a really small aperture because that's going to bring the background in more. I just want to concentrate on this foreground web, and I want the background as a bit more of an impression. So it's a bit difficult to see because of the reflections, but I've got it on live view just so I can focus a bit more critically. So I've got it on live view, and then I'm going to just zoom in a little. And then I can just tweak the focus to make sure it looks absolutely sharp. And I take the shot. So things have changed a lot now. The sun's come up, and this area is now completely lit by full sunlight. So I'm going to go for the landscape shots that I originally had in mind. So when I first found this spot, I just thought there was real potential, particularly for images that were just like pure blocks of colour. Loads of heather, really quite expansive heather in this little spot, but also the birch trees. So you've got the two contrasting colours there. So I've just had a look at the shot. Looks okay, but I think it needs a polarizer. So I'm just putting the polarizing filter on. I just use the screw-in ones for the moment, and that's hopefully going to enhance the colours a bit and hopefully cut through a little bit of haze. You know, it's amazing how quickly it gets too bright. So I'd say within about an hour of sunrise, it's really getting too bright for me, particularly with these birch trees. So with these birch trees, the trunks are very bright. So in bright sunlight, they just reflect too much light and you get burnout. So yeah, quite happy with the shots. I think I'm going to call it a day now. Thanks for watching the video. Please click on subscribe for more photography videos, wildlife, nature and landscapes. And there's a bit of a mixture, some are more like adventures and just watching the mud. Oh. Yeah, photography adventures and also some tutorials as well. Hope you enjoyed this autumn shoot as much as I did. See you next time.